2025 Deferred Exam Paper 2, Section A, Question 2, and the circle has an equation x squared plus y squared is equal to 169. Find the centre and the radius of the circle C. So, I mean, whenever you see a circle with centre x squared plus y squared, that is code for centre 0, 0. Now, how do you recognize that? Well, you just have to recognize that x squared plus y squared. So if you see a circle in the form x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared, you're supposed to be able to read off immediately that the center is 0, 0, and that the radius, with small bit more work here, r squared is equal to 169. Take the square root of this side to get r, take the square root of this side to get 13, ignore the minus answer, but basically your radius is 13. Now someone discovered this because in your log tables, the formula for the equation of a circle, x minus h to be squared plus y minus k to be squared is equal to r squared. And they said, well, if you had a center 0, 0, and if you had a radius, we'll just leave the radius as r for the moment, but if you had h and k here, and someone discovered then, after doing this a few times, they spotted, oh, hold on, every time we have a 0, 0, we'll just leave our radius as r for the moment, every time you have 0, 0, it will always break down to x minus 0 is x to be squared is x squared, y minus 0 is y to be squared is y squared is equal to r squared. So it always breaks down looking like that. And obviously if you're given a radius 10 there, that'd be 10 squared is 100 and that. So that's why you're supposed to always recognize it. One of these years, I'm sure a question's going to come up where you might get a center 0 and a radius 5. Then it's going to be x squared plus y minus 5 to be squared is equal to, and the radius might be 10, let's say, is equal to 10 squared, which is 100. Where did I get that from? Well, if you think about it, that's h, so that's going to remain your x squared. This is your k, and the k, y minus 5 there, so that's why I had to do that. So just watch out in case one comes up like that. So, is the point 112 on the circle C? So, is it on the circle C? And we'll just jump back up here. So, our circle, I'm not sure yet, we've got to test it out. So, our reason here, so our circle is x squared plus y squared is equal to 169. And of course, underneath the bonnet here, we have a left-hand side and a right-hand side. This is the basis of any equation. So I was telling you that when you sub in stuff, if you find that the left-hand side is less than the right-hand side, that means that a point lies inside. If the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side, a point lies on the circle. And if the left-hand side turns out to be greater than the right-hand side when you sub in stuff, well then it lies outside any point. So that's what I mean. We're checking here now, is the point 112 on the circle? So is it on the circle? We're only interested in this fella here to check if it's on it. So it mightn't be on it now. We want to check if it is on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to sub in. For x, we're going to sub in 1, and for y, we're going to sub in 12. So we're going to get here, we're going to get, I'm going to put a question marks down there, 69 squared, and we'll just put in our two figures there for our x and our y. X is 1, y is 12. You can put in brackets there if you like, but they're positive numbers, so that can go straight in. And we get 1 plus 144. Is that equal to 169? It's 145 is not equal to 169. So that means that 112 does not lie. Does not lie, because it's not equal to it, does not lie on the circle. On the circle C. So I hope that makes sense in that one there. There's one where we've checked and it's proven to be not on the circle. If it was left vague, 145 is less than 169, so it would lie inside the circle if you were asked to prove that or show it. Next part there, circle K shown in the diagram on the right has its centre on the x-axis and contains the points 0, 0 and 4, 0. So I can assume here, I think, that the hop here from 0, 0 to 4, 0, so half of 4 is 2. So really, hopefully you can spot there the centre is 2, 0. You know, I think you just got to kind of spot there that the radius, you know, your one end, this is a diameter here, so one end of the diameter is 0, 0, the other end is 4, 0. So you know the midpoint of that, well, midpoint of 0 is that, but half of 0, half of 4 is 2, half of 0 is 0. So there is your centre. So straight away we can write down 2, 0. For the equation, we've got to go x minus h to be squared plus y minus k to be squared is equal to r squared. So our centre there is 2, 0. We're going to label that hk, and we're going to set up the formula here now. X minus h squared plus y minus k to be squared is equal to r, and the radius, another thing we have to figure out, well, if that's 2, 0, the distance from here to here is 2, so the radius is 2 there. So again, hopefully you can just spot that. It's fairly straightforward, I think. And tidying up now, so tidying up in this question, we're going to get, that's just going to say x minus 2 to be squared, and lo and behold, I told you that previously there, that's just going to be y squared, and it's equal to 4. And so our answer here for this, centre is 2, 0, and our equation of our circle is x minus 2 to be squared plus y squared is equal to 4. So me only previously talking about that coming up, and there it was, the y part was 0, and we've seen how it broke down to y squared, so that fitted in nicely. And then the last part, that looks an absolute dog of a question. You're kind of going, what the hell is going on here? I don't know where to go. So you need to find the area of P, Q, or S. So P to Q to R to S. So either labelling will always happen anti-clockwise or clockwise, one or the other. So it's anti-clockwise here, P, Q, R, S, and we've got to find the area of it. So you're going, where do I start here? Well, you do know that the radius from here to here is 2, okay? And now, like switching the dial on a watch, that must mean that the radius from here to here is 2, or maybe I'll put that in red. 2 also, because the radius is the same, and if I extend that going across, I don't know if you can see where I'm going with this, but that distance must be 2 because that is also a radius. Now you've got a diameter. The diameter is 4, and the diameter is 4 there is parallel to one of the sides of the square. So you've got a side length of the square to be 4. And once you've got that, well, you've totally unlocked the question there, because the area of a square is quite simply L squared, which is going to be 4 squared, which is 16 units squared. Thank you. Goodbye.